Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 6th of January 2020. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm using a really complicated deck today. I'm using the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, which I don't use very often because it is complicated. It changes all the suits into different things, and it's one of those decks where you have to relearn everything. And as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of that when they do that to the tarot cards. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's see what these cards have to say. And I just want to knock on them. So Monday the 6th. And you can do this yourself. You just set the intention and you ask the cards, what is the day going to be like? How can I use it to my advantage? How can I get the best out of this day? And the cards will speak to you. And if they don't, keep practicing and tuning in until they do. Take my course on the website. It's so cheap because I want all of you to learn the tarot. Ooh, ooh, beautiful. I may not know what they mean, but they're beautiful. Okay, so we have the 15th card of the Major Arcana. And that is the Devil. And then we have the Queen of Battle. That's the Queen of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Warrior of Battle, who is like the Knight or King of... No, the Knight or the Page of Swords. So battle seems to be air. It seems to be swords. So she's more like the Queen of Swords rather than the Queen of Wands. It's okay. Both elements are fiery. Fire and air, so swords and wands, are both masculine energies. And it's about asserting yourself and ruling that element. So if the Queen of Battle was this way round, then you would be completely in charge of what it is you want to do. The sun is setting on the day because you have mastered your life purpose and you're thinking clearly and you're the boss and you're doing exactly as you please. It's in reverse. So you don't get the opportunity to fix all of your life problems, but what you're feeling is a great sense of passion and desire. And that builds with all this red here via the challenger. And what that means is you're not in charge of the external circumstances in your life. You may be in charge of what you want internally, and you know that. But the luxury you don't get today is that the rest of the world sees that, because you have all this passion and you see yourself as this beautiful, inner, passionate being who's creating a world of her own. And then there's this challenger who comes along and actually says, no, we're doing it this way. The Warrior of Battle was in reverse as well. When he's this way, he just kills things to see what they look like when they're dead. He's like a psychopath. He kills this swan just to see what it's like, or to get the power trip out of killing something. Hopefully he's going to eat that swan. Otherwise, it's just an exercise in stupidity and using a sword just to kill things for the sake of it. The Warrior of Battle is like the Knight of Swords. He needs to figure out when to rush in, when to kill, and when to keep his mouth shut and when to stay put. And today he's in reverse, so he has his mouth shut and he is staying put. The way to fight the challenger today is not by eviscerating that person verbally and ripping them to shreds with your words and your sharp tongue and your insults. Nor are you going to be able to overcome this challenge just via your passion. There may be other challenging factors, like if your passion is to put on this play and you've got the company all together, and then suddenly on opening night, the theater says, do you know what? If you want to actually perform this play tonight here, we've decided that we're going to double the rates every night. and you don't have the money. And then this thing you've been practicing for months has been challenged and is gone. And then the passion, or that red, turns into rage. So we've got red and green today. A lot of men can't tell the difference between red and green. It's color blindness. That's significant as well. So it's difficult to see what's right and wrong today. And the thing that's right is that you are honest with yourself, and despite the challenges that come up, you say, I feel strongly about my work or this person or this new course that I'm enrolled in, or this script that I've sent off to Paramount and I really wanted to get picked up, or this boyfriend who's left me, but I really know he still loves me and I want to get him back. You're not in control of any of those things, and you feel them very strongly. So you certainly don't show up this week in a weakened state. You are, boom, in the week you arrive full of desire and thoughts that are really well baked and that you want to put into practice. So see the devil, the challenger, not so much as something that blocks you with minutia, with details, with stupid, uninteresting things like the theatre doubling its cost, or you don't have the right permit to get into the country, so you can't do what you love. It's just bureaucracy, details. The challenger is usually something that traps you because of some physical, external circumstance which you don't have control over. So if something like that happens and it sucks up 2 hours of your day, you're wise enough not to go into a huge battle mode and to flip out on everyone and to insult everyone and to say, how dare you, I came here and I waited 2 hours and now I don't get what I want. And that's the test, because the challenge in itself is eeny weeny, but your explosion can be ginormous. So the best way to deal with today is to live your passion and to be ready and prepared that someone or something may not agree with you. And you know that if anything contrary happens, it's not a personal attack. That's really important, okay? It's not a personal attack. It's just a circumstance of life. It's not malicious. It's not deliberate. It's just something that stands in your way. And because it's not personal, you don't need to go all rage and war mode to cut this challenge's head off, to make it disappear and to cover the entire card in your red and passion and fire. You work with the obstacles, with the challenges of the day, and by working with the challenges of the day, you're able to present or manifest better details in your life because you've dealt with them. And because you've had a personal hand in them, they may not be your ideal things because you didn't ask for them or plan them, but because you're not out to get anyone, you really are passionate and look forward to your life, and these things appear and you resolve not to let that drag you down. You address these issues, so it could be work or a place like the theatre, or a person who challenges you, someone who comes up to your work, an ex-boyfriend, and says, I'm going to tell everyone here at work what a terrible person you are. You will be able to deal that in a calm and positive way, and you're overcoming the obstacle, which makes you feel like the king of battle or the queen of battle, because you've now realized that you know how to control battles. So rather than the guy coming to the office and saying and threatening you, and you blowing up and starting to screech in the office, and everyone looks at you and thinks, oh my goodness, what has happened? But you put yourself in a bad light by doing that. If you take the boyfriend who says, I'm going to, badmouth you here, then you calmly say, what is it that you really want? Or why would you do that? And try not to react. the message the cards are given is all this green means that if you look at things properly and in a perspective that's not just about you, but you also take the other person into consideration, you're able to not only liberate yourself from irritating little problems in your life, you're able to turn them into something that serves you and that allows you to differentiate between what's important, what's worth reacting to, and what isn't. You know, if you get upset every time one of your friends is late, you're going to be upset a lot. If you're living with someone and you've got a rota and, you know, the chores are on there and Tuesdays he does dishes and Wednesdays you do the carpets or whatever, and you stick to it and the other person doesn't stick to it, it's something that's going to probably irritate you. But what's more important, the fact that the dishes were done or that you have this amazing relationship which you enjoy? The only problem in the relationship are the dishes. And if that's really the only problem, then pick your battles. Don't have a huge argument just because of some dishes. That would put much more pressure on the relationship rather than enjoying the natural ease that it has. So if anything today, you're able to really progress in the physical, practical world if you accept that not all of your hopes and dreams can come true in one day. And if one or two of your hopes and dreams come true in a day, then that is more than enough. That's a miracle. So realize that and don't feel entitled and don't flip if someone says no to you. You look at the situation, you work it out, snake, wisdom, horns, power, that bracelet, the everlasting cycle of this, because we always have little things thrown in our way. And instead of letting the passion turn into fury and anger, you channel it into something creative, natural, and beautiful. And I mean, at the end of the day, we do have a man and a woman here. And these two look like a lovely couple. So there's the potential for love. I mean, he's into birds, she's into birds. More do you want? I'm joking. But if someone, like for instance, if someone, you're really busy, okay, and you have to get to St. Paul's Cathedral in London because the service is starting, and you went to Starbucks before and you got a coffee, and this guy bumps into you and spills the coffee all over you. You're like, what? But rather than freaking out, you dry off and you speak to the guy, and it happens that you have just met your soulmate. So that's what I'm saying. The challenges that you get today are hidden treasures. So instead of really losing your temper, look deep and hard and take a breath. You know, like when you got Starbucks coffee, boiling coffee all over you, it's quite hard to do that. It's much easier to go, and to throw the rest of the coffee at him in retaliation. But you don't do that because you're wise and you're self-controlled and you're disciplined. So you deal with what is and you make progress in overcoming unpleasant circumstances in your life, and you also open yourself up to the possibility of love. Straight love, gay love, love with the higher realms, love of your life, your body, work, whatever it may be. Number-wise, we've got 15 and 2 court cards. Court cards count as 1. So 1 and 1 is 2 and 15 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8 and 8 is power. So you have more than enough power today. Be wise in how you use it. Don't use it to blow up your own security, to tell the boss that he's an idiot and you could do his job in his sleep. And how did someone like you ever get this job? You're a moron. Don't say that. It's not conducive to your career. Rather than do that, turn away from the boss who you loathe and look at the email that just came asking you to add your creative flair to this page that's being photoshopped, and you can use your passion and really turn it around and create something beautiful on Photoshop that they then use. And you're like, "Ah, that all that anger was really great because I ended up with this photoshopped image, which was better than any of the images I've made to date. And I'm so proud of that, and I love it." And that's how you grow. Numbers I've done. So remember that, I mean, the power, you don't need to remember that you have the power. I mean, the power, if anything, is going to be churning through you, and you may not know what to do with the power. And I'm telling you to use it for productive, practical things rather than non-constructive, emotional, just blow-ups. They don't do it. They don't really achieve anything. Every time I've blown up, I have to calm myself down. That takes a while. And then I have to talk to that person who irritated me normally. Then I have to see their point of view. It's exhausting. So you might as well not blow up anymore, or try. And this is one of those days. If you're someone who has a horrible temper and you can't control it and you've been working on it, today is a day where you will make a little step into controlling it. You know, it's not just one step forward, one step backwards. Sometimes it's one step forward and 5 steps backwards. We're all different. We all make progress. You certainly have the power. So engage with the day and make sure that you behave the way you would like yourself to behave and the way you would like other people to behave towards you. I think the golden rule is really important for today. Have a wonderful day. I hope you get lots done. I hope you have lots of lovely surprises that pop into your life, challenges that really fill you with fire and enthusiasm and love rather than just fury. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. You can order your reading with me there. If you have any questions about your soul purpose, your life mission, your vocational aptitudes, love, money, where you're supposed to live, when a good time is to move, what's happening in future. If you're at a crossroads and you don't know what to do next, just get in touch with me for a personal reading. We can look at your chart. The astrology, I use tarot, astrology, and numerology. To draw up your chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, order a rectification. I work out your time of birth, and then I can draw up your chart and really tell you everything that you need to know. So if you would like a reading with me, head over to the website, gregoryscott.com. I'm available all the time. I'm back to work now here in January 2020. Lovely. So I hope to speak to you soon. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and share the video online. That'd be awesome. And have a wonderful start to the week.